Today, the average ocean pH is 8.1, which means oceans are basic. Acidification doesn't mean lowering pH below 7, which is the threshold for acidic. It just means that oceans are becoming less basic as we add more CO2 to the atmosphere. Is that true? Have ocean waters become less basic in the past 40, 50 years? There's no question that as we add more CO2 to the air, much of it goes into the oceans. That's true. But what happens next? Jim Steele explains, and I will paraphrase. Carbon dioxide goes into the water where small animals incorporate it into their shells, which are made of calcium carbonate. Zooplankton pick up the carbon. They either get eaten or they die, and the shells eventually sink to the bottom. There is no such thing as ocean acidification from CO2. Think of CO2 as a fertilizer for marine life. Historically, pH goes up and down over decades. The ocean regulates itself and dumps any extra carbon on the seabed. We don't see a sharp rise in pH over the past 50 years as more CO2 has been added to the oceans. The term ocean acidification was made up to sound scary. It makes no sense to ocean scientists who see it as fertilizer. More CO2 means more shells and more food on the bottom of the food chain, and eventually all that captured carbon settles down onto the seabed, and we know it today as limestone. Limestone is carbon locked up in shells in the same way as trees are carbon locked up in wood, the same way as our bodies are made of carbon. It's a fundamental building block of life. Stories told about ocean acidification sell magazines but have nothing to do with the marine ecosystem.